How's it going, guys? It's John here from Hot Take Hockey, and we're going to talk about the Edmonton Oilers today and what their trade targets are going to be looking like from now until the trade deadline. So please subscribe to the channel, drop a like, and hope you enjoy the content here on Hot Take Hockey. So everyone kind of figures Peter Chiarelli, his time with the Oilers is probably running out. I can't see this guy, especially if this team doesn't go into the playoffs and make something happen. That Chiarelli is going to be GM past this year. They've already made two moves in December, trading Chris Weidman and a third-round pick to Florida for Petrovic, and the Drake Caggiula trade involving Brandon Manning coming back to Edmonton. So I don't think they're done. I don't think they're close to done. Chiarelli in his head knows he needs to do something. He needs to do whatever it takes to get this team back in the playoffs. If not, he's done. So that's exactly what I'm going to talk about in this video. Top 10 trade targets for the Edmonton Oilers from now until the trade deadline. So let's go at number 10, Charlie Coyle. So Coyle, part of the Minnesota Wild, we've talked about him in trade rumors. He's obviously been involved in a lot of rumors, some involving the Philadelphia Flyers when they were kind of still trying to make a change. Even the Montreal Canadiens were looking at Charlie Coyle. A couple other teams like the Boston Bruins as well. But the Edmonton Oilers definitely could use a guy like Coyle. A top 9, top 6 guy, could play alongside like a guy like McDavid, could fill a weaker right wing side that the Oilers do have. Coyle is 26. He's still pretty young, but with Coyle, he doesn't really fit that top line guy. I mean, with Minnesota, he's been a lot on that third line, sometimes second. So if Edmonton's trying to look for that top 6 guy on forward, Coyle might not be that, but he definitely fits what McDavid might need on his wing. Let's go to number 9. This is definitely a hot take, a huge hot take. Ideally, this would be your number 1 target, but this is definitely a hot take considering the Oilers probably don't have the pieces to make this happen. With the Dallas Stars issues, we've got to keep throwing out Tyler Seguin and Jamie Benn's names out there. To have Jamie Benn beside McDavid, or have Tyler Seguin as your number 2 center and move Draisaitl up with McDavid, that would be unreal. But I don't think the Oilers have the pieces. Yeah, you could start with a first-round pick. You could start with Puljujarvi, then throw in Evan Bouchard in there. But really, does that get it done? Maybe it's a starting point. But at the end of the day, we got to talk about it. Again, it would be huge for Oilers fans, huge for the organization if you could add a piece like that into your top line or to your top 6 forward group. So had to talk about it, but again, hot take, probably not going to happen. Number 8, 2 players we're going to talk about from the Carolina Hurricanes. Of course, the Oilers need offense, but their defense is nothing special. So Dougie Hamilton from the Hurricanes, Jordan Staal as well. So Staal could honestly, again, fit on that second line with the Oilers and actually possibly benefit McDavid even more with slotting Draisaitl beside him for the rest of the year. Because, of course, Draisaitl has played a lot with McDavid, but he's also had to go down to the second line because as much as him being on the first line dominates that time of ice, the rest of the lines hurt when Draisaitl's on that top line. So Jordan Staal possibly. Dougie Hamilton, yes. They are more solid on that right side with Larson kind of manning that top line. And then Nurse, sure, on the left side is pretty solid. But I would say with Caleb Jones there, maybe they look more at a left-handed defenseman, and that's exactly what I'm talking about at number 7, Alex Edler. Again, kind of a hot take in the sense that you're kind of trading with your rival here, but the Leafs did it last year with the Canadiens getting Thomas Plekanec. Maybe the Oilers look at a vet, bringing in Alex Edler onto that left side, manning the power play, partnering up with a guy like Adam Larson. Maybe that helps. Klefbom's injury obviously hasn't helped the Oilers. So, I mean, having Klefbom, Edler, and Nurse would be really solid for Edmonton. And going back to Hamilton, you could always use a right-hand defenseman. So either way, an addition on that defense core could help. But we're going to go back to forwards. This one is kind of in the same scenario as Charlie Coyle, number 6, Andre Burakovsky. He's been all over the trade rumor mill with the Washington Capitals. He's been scratched multiple games, not getting higher than third-line minutes. So possibly with the Oilers, if kind of a cheaper option potentially, but I still think they would have to give up at least a draft pick and a prospect that's intriguing enough for the Capitals to pull the trigger. Burakovsky could definitely slot on possibly on that second line with Leon Draisaitl. Number 5, Jake Muzzin. Jake Muzzin with the LA Kings has been, again, all over the trade rumor mill, as well as Alec Martinez. Alex Martinez really is an older, little bit of a cheaper option, but about the same cap. So Jake Muzzin is probably the more intriguing option for the Oilers. And I think it's been talked about Peter Chiarelli possibly thinks he can muscle up draft picks and prospects to make that deal done. But I think with the additions of Petrovic and Manning, again, I think the Oilers might just stand pat on defense, and their primary improvement mindset, is to get their forwards help. So number 4, Wayne Simmonds. This one's, in my opinion, a perfect fit. The only problem is he's going to be a UFA at year's end. So for Wayne Simmonds, yes, he would be a perfect fit besides Connor McDavid. But I think the Oilers are going to be looking more for a guy with term. If they could get some kind of verbal agreement on an extension, maybe that becomes possible. But with the Philadelphia Flyers possibly retooling, this definitely is an option at number 4. Number 3, Brandon Saad. The Oilers have already made a trade with the Chicago Blackhawks. Not the trade I expected. Brandon Saad, pretty expensive at the $6 million cap hit, but he's got term. He could play on the left wing with McDavid. I think the fit's pretty good there. We saw his success in the past with Jonathan Taves. McDavid's obviously a much superior center. Maybe Brandon Saad gets back in that 25-goal range that we saw him in years past. So at number 3, I think Brandon Saad could be a potential fit for the Oilers. Number 2, Gustav Nyquist. I think a cheaper option in terms of guy with term, a guy that has been underperforming. Gustav Nyquist, again, could be a guy that scores 25 goals. He just needs the right line mates. Again, any player you put on with a line with McDavid is going to succeed. We've seen it with Alex Chason, Ty Ratty, Drake Caggiula. But if you put a guy that actually can put it in the back of the net that is underperforming, I think Gustav Nyquist, especially from a team that's definitely going to be rebuilding or retooling or selling, whatever you want to call it, with the Red Wings, Gustav Nyquist could definitely be an option. And number 1, I think this is the most intriguing option. He can play center, he can play wing, and there's another guy on that team that they could definitely target. Maybe a hot take, but Braden Shen. I think Braden Shen is a huge option. The Blues are out of the playoff picture weeks leading up to the deadline. I think Braden Shen would be an ideal target for the Edmonton Oilers. At a $5.25 million cap hit, Braden Shen has proved to score 20, 25, 30 goals. I think whether he plays center on the second line or on the wing with Draisaitl or McDavid, Braden Shen would be a perfect fit for the Oilers, and you can never have enough centers. So the fact that Braden Shen can play center and can play wing, I think that's really effective and could really help out a team down the run. I was just also going to mention Tarasenko also has been in the rumor mill. Not saying that would happen, but there's another player on that team that obviously would be worth discussing. Pietrangelo's been in the rumor mill. Parayko's been in the rumor mill. But I think if the Oilers are going to target someone that they could possibly afford, considering the fit, Tarasenko would need way too much from the Edmonton side of things, and I don't even know if they have enough. But Braden Shen, I could see a possibility where that could get done. So thank you guys for watching this video. Hopefully it wasn't too long. Hopefully you guys got enough information from it. This is kind of where I see the Oilers targeting from now until the deadline. If you guys agree with me, hit a thumbs up. Hit a thumbs up regardless, but let me know in the comments if you think in a different direction, or you're just mad at the Oilers in general, because I know a lot of Oilers fans are probably losing their patience with this team and Peter Chiarelli. So subscribe to the channel, guys. Drop a like, and I hope you enjoy the content here. We got a lot more coming in 2019. So this is John from Hot Take Hockey. Peace out.